Hi, this is Vanessa with Train with V and Fitness 23. And today is about how you can get out of pain when you run. Most of you follow me because of Haglunds Deformity or Achilles tendon issues, but the number one thing I help people with is to not feel pain when they run. Two main factors. We're going to talk about your feet, we're going to talk about how to pick a pair of shoes, and a couple of exercises you can do and other things to avoid pain. Running is such a great exercise, not just for my physical body, but for my brain. So I really want to work on this. Here's a couple things to really think about as we move forward. We have 26 bones in those feet, 30 joints, over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. This is a really moving piece that has lots of nerve endings and lots can go wrong. Let's try to prevent that by picking the proper shoe and getting the proper running technique. Here we go. All right, so you want to get into running, or you are into running and you're having pain. I want to talk about how to properly pick a pair of shoes. You walk into a running store and you see that wall of shoes, or you go on the Nike website. Please don't do that for your first pair. Do that for your second, third, and fourth pair because it's cheaper to do it that way. But the first time, go into an actual running store where you can try a lot of shoes. Do not go to the young teenager who runs cross country at the local high school or community college. Look for the older gentleman or the older woman who's got lots of miles on their feet and can really take some time with you if there's one there. But if there's not, or you don't like to be helped by anybody, like me, I want you to learn how to do it on your own. So you see a wall of shoes. The most important thing I feel in a pair of running shoes is to have the ability to bend at the ball of the foot. Take that pair of running shoes off the wall and make sure that they bend here. There are brands like Hoka that are so thick in the sole, giving lots of cushion, but no bend, and that does not make for proper foot placement. I think it's really bad, especially if you have Achilles tendon issues or you have Haglunds Deformity, as many of my videos are about. Make sure that shoe bends. Okay, next. Make sure that shoe does not have a ridge in the back, that it's super soft in the back of the shoe. If there is a big stiff ridge, like Brooks, like Asics, and you have Achilles tendon issues or Haglunds Deformity, it will not work. Two things, right? Soft in the back, no ridge here to rub against you or to catch or to put pressure on the back of your heel, and it bends in the front. This happens to be a Reebok. All right, I have Reebok, I have Puma here. It's very popular now for shoes not to have that big round ridge in the back and have no plastic in the back. You want absolutely no hard plastic case in the back. It should just be material. Guess what? I'm a Nike person. It fits my foot. It's what I like, and I want to show you a couple of them and what I think about it for a reason. The Nike Zoom X Infineon Run. This pair had a little over 300 miles on them. They were fantastic, and I love them. I'm going to a pair right now at 100. I've been using these ones to coach in, but really great shoes for me. Nikes don't fit everybody, but the Nike Infineon Run for me is fantastic. But besides a shoe, you need an insole. Those insoles that come with them are just thin, they're nothing, there's no arch support. You've got to have arch support in your feet. I'm going to talk about two incredible companies making arch support that you can get through the mail. And the first one I'm going to talk about is called Fulton. And I use these in my work boots too. I actually work another job besides as a personal trainer and a track and field coach. Fulton ones, I will have a whole link down below. These are made of cork. You do not want to switch shoes with them. You want to put whatever shoe you put them in, leave them in that shoe because it forms to your foot and to the shoe. I feel in an arch support, you need a heel cup to really hold your foot in place and to keep the rubbing at a minimum in the back of the shoe. So, pick out a pair of shoes, they bend in the front, they're soft in the back, get yourself a good insole. My favorite insole to run in right now is from Tread Labs. Now, I had never heard of this company before. They look very similar to an orthotic that you would get from your doctor. It's a hard piece of plastic that you get to do a couple of different things depending on how high your arch is, and then you'll have a soft piece on top that you can replace when you want to, but that plastic's going to last forever. So even though these cost about $110, you can get the replacement tops for like $25, and You can switch shoes, right? Back and forth. So these are my daily ones that I use when I run every day, and then I can put them into my racing shoes and then they'll feel the same. So that was really 3 serious things. And I have to say, the number one reason people come to me is because their feet hurt and it hurts to run. Get a pair of shoes that bend in the front. Make sure they're soft in the back, that there's no big ridge. Get yourself some insoles. Fulton and Tread Labs are fantastic. So do that. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of other things to do to take care of your feet before, after, during the run, and your shoes. So if you follow me, you might have seen my KT taping situation that I do for my ankles. They're always taped up, and it's to prevent the rub from my Haglunds Deformity and to give some support to my Achilles tendons. Look at my other videos, but there's also going to be a link to KT tape. It's the best tape, hands down. It's also the one that will stick on for 24 hours or more, so it's fantastic. It is important that just when you become a runner that you realize your feet will swell. Swelling is what causes injury. King brand makes these custom ice packs that go into a boot that fits perfectly around your ankle. And that way you can ice down your feet easily every day after you run. I ice my feet down for 5 to 10 minutes right after I run. I drink my water, I ice my legs down, I take my shower. It's a piece of cake. It keeps the inflammation out of my legs. Super important. Really think about that. Also a link down below. King brand, by far, they will last you, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years. The boot will last forever. You might get new ice packs, but fantastic company, small family-owned company, by far the best ice condition ever. But I want to talk about one other thing. Not just in your running shoes, but in any shoes you're wearing every day. You have to realize your foot, when it bends, those toes need room to spread. And you know when you've worn a dress shoe and your toes are cramped, how much pain you get. If you're coming off of a cramped work shoe, and then you go into your running shoes, your feet hurt, period. And then you run and you blame the running. So guess what? Kevin Anna, it's really $20 on Amazon, also a link down below. These are wooden and they are to stretch out your shoes. I stretch out all of my shoes, especially if I'm going to coach in them. If I'm a track and field coach, I could be standing for 12 hours a day, and I make sure that I have stretched out the front of my shoes. You should never feel any pinching in the front of those shoes. So put the shoe stretcher in, widen it out. You're not going to blow out your shoe, I guarantee it. And you'll leave it in there at least overnight, if not for 2 days. And then you have a very comfortable shoe stretched out. I've done it to my work boots also. I wear regular big black boots for when I work, and I've done it there too. So these are the things that you can do to minimize the pain in your feet. Really, you don't have to spend $180 for a great pair of running shoes. The Reeboks are fantastic, and they're about $100. The Pumas are about $120. Thrilled. Now those Nikes that I prefer to run in and that I've shown you and I talk about, the Infineon Run, these are $180, but $157 on the website currently that I paid for. So, just remember that you can get on the website later after you've tried and you know your size. Never buy more than 2 pairs of shoes at a time if you're new to running. Your foot may grow, and it's because the arch becomes flatter and your foot becomes longer, and you become more accustomed to running in a bigger shoe. So just think about that. I always buy 3 or 4 because, the actual brand will change the style every 6 to 8 months, and I want to make sure I have enough in rotation, right? Running shoes for me only last 250 to 300 miles. Now I've heard a lot of guys act like they're so fantastic that they can run for 400 to 500 miles in a pair of, I don't know, Merricks or something. I don't care. I don't want pain. I'm 57 years old. I run 30 to 40 miles a week. I work 2 jobs. I can't be in pain, and I love to run. So I hope this has helped you to pick out a pair of shoes, how to take care of your shoes, how to ice down your legs. Now I'm going to show you a couple of exercises. I really think that the majority of people have running pain because they're heel strikers. And if you're listening to this video, you're probably a runner, you've seen all these really great things. Maybe you've had someone take a video of you. I'm always happy to look at a video for you, but I'm going to show you some things that you can do when you're not running or when you are running for a couple of minutes a day that's going to make your form better. And let's go. So most of us run on the roads, and what's really important is that your foot doesn't go in front of you, that your foot actually lands underneath you, which means you need strong hip flexors and you need strong hamstrings. Now, it's really hard to think about this, the no heel striking. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face. I'm going to show you an exercise by using a curb and a sidewalk. So make sure there's a curb and a sidewalk, not a curb and grass, because that can twist your ankle. But a curb and a sidewalk is going to make your hamstring actually fire. This is actually a road on the way home for me, and I actually do this for a few steps, not a lot of steps, every day just to get my hamstrings to fire. And I'll do it in both directions just so that I get both legs. All I'm doing is running up and down off the curb, and you're going to feel that that hamstring and that hip flexor has to pick your leg up. Watch. So when I do that exercise, and all it is using one of my legs, the leg on the inside for me, running up and down that curb, makes my hamstring work, doesn't allow me to heel strike at all, and makes my upper quad have to pick that leg up. And if you do this just a few steps every day, 15, 20 steps a day, I guarantee it'll get you off heel striking, which makes so many of our injuries. All right, I'm gonna do one more exercise for you today. Okay, I'm working off that same curb. This is a rounded curb, but you can do whatever curb. You can do a step at your house. You put your foot up halfway up there so the ball of your foot is just up, and you're gonna come up and down, up and down. This leg should be bent a little bit, and the idea is that you're doing a really big dynamic stretch in those ankles, and it's gonna strengthen your ankle. You're gonna feel how weak your ankles are if they're moving around a lot. Change feet. I'm not saying do a lot of these. I'm saying do like 10 each leg. I don't know. You're bored at work. Go on a step, do this for a moment. See, this leg is bent. This is going to strengthen your ankles and make those Achilles tendon issues go away. So I hope these two exercises and how to pick proper shoes, how to ice, tape on the other videos, all of that stuff really helps you get on the roads and get those miles in. So I will see you down the road.